My research of Minna Fernald begins when I first stumbled across her when completing the annotated bibliography assignment last week. I was captivated by the watercolor paintings themselves, as they have this clean yet magical feeling to them. Then, looking through the University of Florida collections, I learned that there were over 320 paintings that were donated by Fernald to the Florida Museum in 1942. To me, this really caught my interest, as I cannot imagine with parting that many of my artworks as an artist, as I feel our art becomes a part of who we are and a part of our story. Which is why I wanted to learn more about the life of Minna Fernald and who she was outside of her artwork, which may explain why she decided to donate all of her paintings. Through examining the artwork of Minna Fernald, I was able to better understand who she was as a painting. The first painting I discovered was Desolate Oblivifloria. With my first impression of the painting, having no idea who Minna Fernald was, is that the painting consists of a singular flower with 5 full blooms with one partial at the top. Most of the flowers were leaves, but the flowers were red on the bottom and the white petals and stems. It is a beautiful painting, and it leaves me curious as to how long it took for her to create all 320 of these paintings that she ended up donating. In addition, I believe this is an important archive as it serves as a record that consists of Florida's native wildflowers, which might not have otherwise been recorded or possibly lost to time. The second painting of Minna Fernald that I examined was of New Jersey tea. This is a flower that is not only native to Florida, but it's native to most of the East Coast and Central areas. It is able to be used to make tea as well. This painting is slightly different from the first painting as it is on a darker paper, with the flower itself being surrounded by a light green wash to help bring the attention to the white petals of the plant. This painting gives off a wilder energy, which makes me believe that this is a plant that Minna Fernald was more used to, as she was able to take a more creative expression with this painting compared to most of hers. However, the painting that I believe was most striking and important in my understanding of who Minna Fernald was the painting of milkweed. This is because it's the plant I am most familiar with, doing previous research and lab experiments with it and attempting to grow it myself. Milkweed, also known as butterfly weed, is one of the few plants and butterflies used to get nutrients, and the Florida species have slowly become more and more extinct as invasive species grows in numbers here. In the painting by Minna Fernald, it shows a Florida native species, which is typically an orange color with very small flowers. My immediate recognition of this painting as Florida native milkweed says a lot about Fernald's skills as an artist and possibly how her paintings could be used for scientific purposes along with artistic appreciation. The painting is done extremely well, with the painting showing the flower at the 3 main stages, when it was a bud, partially bloomed, and in full bloom. The life of Minna Fernald outside of her artwork, I was able to find that Minna Rose Simon Fernald was born in Baltimore, Maryland in June of 1860, and she died on July 17th of 1954 at the age of 93 or 94 in Winter Park, Florida. By looking through the Find a Grave website, I was learned that she had received a medal for her work with the Red Cross during World War I, which means she helped provide medical care to those in war. In addition, she received multiple awards for her artworks. Her artworks were originally rediscovered in Dickinson's halls by Mark Whitten when searching for tracing paper. As a botanist, Whitten would have been familiar with some of the plants that Fernald had created. However, most of these aren't in the same number as they used to. With him saying, if you go out looking for these plants nowadays, you can find them, but they're only in isolated preserves, meaning that a lot of her paintings were that of flowers that no longer exist in the way they used to back when she was alive. And it is believed that most of her artworks were created out in nature herself, as her husband was a chair in the Department of Entomology at the University of Massachusetts. Her artworks, as I said before, were full of skill and detail, which led to me to suspect that she had received formal education at some point, and that happened to be the case with Fernald having studied at the Maryland Institute under Hugh Newell for the American Watercolor Society. There are a lot of missing parts in the story of Minna Fernald. However, one thing is clear to me, and that she truly enjoyed what she did in life. She enjoyed making artwork in nature as her husband retired in Florida, and I believe that she wanted to show off the beauty of Florida's nature and wildflowers by donating it to the Florida Museum. It is still currently unknown the actual reason why she chose to donate it, as the herbarium employees still have no ideas or possible theories as to why she would have done it. I believe that my idea is the case, as Minna Fernald's granddaughter Nancy also became an artist like her grandmother, and was largely inspired by Fernald's wildflower collection when it was rediscovered. However, Nancy feels as though there's a lack of information in the life of Minna Fernald, but she's still able to connect with her through the 320 paintings she donated. I also feel the same way. Though there is a lack of information on who Minna Fernald was outside of her art, by looking through her art, we're able to better understand who she was and that she truly enjoyed making art and she wanted to show off her love for the Florida wildflowers. And I think that says a lot about who she was as an artist, that she will always be remembered by the things she created. And I can't think of any better story to tell through your archives is that you truly enjoyed what you did during life.